Alright, so here's the deal. Family I rent the room from watches Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit every single Christmas. Safe to say they are fans. So naturally, my first thought was, let's carve a vinyl record. Okay, in all honesty, I just wanted to do something cool with these vinyl records I picked up from the store last year. So here's the plan. Take a vinyl record, carve some cool Lord of the Rings stuff into it, add some clockwork and LED lights, and then pack it all up and give it to them as a gift. Simple enough, let's get started. First things first, I gotta make a stencil just to know what to carve out of the vinyl. And I got just the thing. Remember in Lord of the Rings when they revealed what was written on the ring?
One ring to rule them all. One ring to find them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, find them.
Exactly that, except in Elvish, which I'll plop onto the record right around there. I also added a clock just for reference. Now, it wouldn't really be Lord of the Rings themed if there weren't some characters now, would it? Like Aragorn, Gandalf, Sam and a random horse, Legolas and Frodo, Boromir, as well as Merry and Pippin, and last but not least, Gimli. Now, I do realize some of y'all probably gonna get on my case for not including some of the more important characters. Heck, some of you are probably mad right now. But I felt like it's a good mixture of characters and a good amount, just so it's not too crowded. Can we agree on that? If so, let's go print the stencil and actually get to the fun part. While I drive to go print the stencil, you might have been wondering why I'm making a clock and not something else. Apart from the fact that I've always wanted to try making something with a vinyl record, the main reason is this. If you look around the house of the family I live with, from the living room to the kitchen, you'll notice something interesting. There ain't no clock. How's anyone supposed to know what time it is other than looking at your phone? Which is why I'm making this clock. I added a few more lines offline for the clock. I'll explain that later. First things first, I cut out the stencil, cleaned up the vinyl record, and then glued the stencil on top of it. And now that I have everything prepped, I have a hot knife here, which should cut right through the vinyl and the paper at the same time. So, let's try it. It's cutting through. Gandalf done. Only 9 more to go. Bad news. The horse I'm carving, I carved up a little bit too much. So what I'll probably end up doing is try to carve out all the things and then maybe go back and glue all the stuff that I might have cut off. I think that might be the best solution here. Now, there were 2 things that surprised me the most about carving this vinyl record. The first was just me underestimating how long it took to carve out all the details. The second one though took me by surprise. You see, I kept accidentally burning my hair when I got too close to the hot knife. Oops. But hey, in the end, I got it done. I got all the characters done, burnt myself a couple times. All in all, a pretty good day. Tomorrow we're gonna work on the Elvish and then we should be done. Day 2, we're gonna try to carve out the Elvish right here. Shouldn't take us more than a couple hours, and then we'll move on to putting the clock in. I was making amazing progress until something unexpected happened. They almost saw what I was doing. It is a little hard to surprise people you're living with a gift, especially if you're working in the only garage that we have. But hey, they didn't see me this time, so I'm gonna try my best to work on it in secret until the reveal. On a different note, we're almost done. We only got this up here left. And done. If you look at it really closely, there are some rough edges, which I'll smooth out with the sandpaper tomorrow. But for today, it looks pretty good. Time to do some sanding. Over the last week, I tried to use the sandpaper to sand down the edges quite a few times, but it didn't work out really well. So I got this rotation device, which hopefully will make my life easier. And thank God it did. I spent the whole day smoothing out edges and getting into the finer cuts to just make it look better. I got done just in time because it started raining outside, so I had to move everything into the garage. And over the next week, I glued the pieces I accidentally cut off from the vinyl record back on, primed the surface on both sides multiple times, and also spray painted it black to look a little more classy. So while we wait for that to dry, I'm gonna work on the clock. I have this clockwork thing right here, but I'm missing kind of an important aspect of a clock. The clock face, which I'll be cutting out of the other vinyl records. Or at least trying to. The plan is very simple. Cut out 5 different layers that get smaller and smaller around the middle, and then sand them. Alright, now that I got my 5 different discs, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before too. I'm gonna glue them together, make sure the hole is big enough for the clockwork to fit through, and then prime it and spray paint it. In order for it to dry faster, I tried to use a hairdryer, but it ended up looking like this, a lot of bubbles. So I re-spray painted it and waited for it to dry naturally. In the meantime though, I tested out all the LED lights that I was gonna put on the clock and did some prep work on the now dry vinyl record. The day after. Alright, so today's actually gonna be a really exciting day, because today is Assembly Day! I've got all the parts I need right here. The almost finished clock face, which I glued together yesterday night, some stickers for the clock, the clockwork that I'm gonna be installing, and all the LED lights. So, what are we waiting for? So the first thing I did was finish off the clock face. I took out a ruler and measured out exactly where the numbers 1 through 12 should be. I then marked them and then put the stickers on right afterwards. Clock face done. For the next step, I plugged in the LED lights and proceeded to stick them all over the vinyl record on the back. Alright, for a moment of truth, plug it in and see if it works. Let's go! And for the last step of the assembly, it was time to put in the clockwork. Now you might be wondering why there's so much from the clockwork looking out. Well, let me explain. You see, after watching Lord of the Rings a couple times with the family I live with, I noticed something. There's a lot of towers in Lord of the Rings, like Sauron's tower, Durin's tower, Saruman's tower, and probably a bunch of other ones I didn't mention yet. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to let the clockwork stick out a little bit, just so it looks like there's a tower in the middle. And we're done. My goodness, this took way longer than I thought it would, but hey, here's how it looks like and the family's reaction to it. Alright, time to pack it and see their reaction. I'm gonna put it in an Amazon packet just so it looks like I bought something off Amazon and didn't make something. So I've known you guys for a long time now, and I thought it would be cool to give you guys a present that represented time a little bit. And I noticed you guys like Lord of the Rings a lot.
A little bit.
So I'm just gonna give this to you guys as a thank you for how awesome you guys are.
Okay. Let's see what it is. Okay.
What? It looks like a clock. Oh my goodness. This is a vinyl clock.
The outside has the Lord of the Rings, the ring thing. And the inside is characters from Lord of the Rings. You have Gandalf right here, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then all the other ones. And then the cool part is you can plug it in.
Okay.
And then you can change colors.
Oh, I want.
Okay.
It's wild.
Nice.
Oh, pink is the best color on planet Earth.
Thank
so
you
much,
so
Alex.
much.
You're welcome.
We
You're
love
welcome. Love
As
you.
always.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You're welcome. And that's it for this time's video. I had a blast making something out of a vinyl record for the first time, and it turned out way better than I thought. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to click that like button and subscribe while you're at it. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, and love ya! Thanks for watching, and if you want more, YouTube thinks you might like this video right here.